What's up, everybody? Chris Austin here, and welcome back to another episode of Smoking with Austin. On this episode, we're going to be showing you how to put together a brisket rub, our brisket rub, and how to season your brisket. In the last video, we showed you how we trimmed. This time, we're going to show you how we season them before they go on the smoker. So stay tuned, and we'll see you in a bit. Y'all better have some, man. Stay tuned. Welcome back. So as promised, let's dive in on how we season the brisket today. But first, we're gonna start out with how we make our brisket rub. So our rub only consists of 4 ingredients. So we have coarse kosher salt here, made by Morton's. And then we have our coarse black pepper, which is 16 mesh. Then we have granulated onion and granulated garlic. So let's get to it. First off, we'll start off with our salt. So it's about a 1 to 2 ratio, 1 part salt, 2 part pepper. We want a little bit more pepper as we season our briskets because that's what helps us build that nice dark black bark. And of course, salt helps give it a lot of flavor. And you don't have to really worry about over seasoning this meat. It is a thick cut of meat, so it can take a good amount of salt. So no worries there. So we got 1 part salt, as you see. Then we're gonna go probably about another 5 to 10% granulated garlic. Then we'll go to onion, about the same. You don't need a whole lot of these just because they're so finely ground and granulated that it'll mix in very easily with this amount of salt and pepper. Everything has to have balance. So this isn't our exact calculation. We get our rubs made in. We have a special blend that we get brought in of a ratio that we created. But this gives you the general idea of how to make a rub when you're seasoning at home to keep it super simple. So there you go, 2 parts pepper to 1 part salt, granulated onion and garlic. And now we put the lid on and we mix it up. So all you have to do is shake this thing around, make sure everything's incorporated. Try not to fill it all the way to the top because it makes it hard to get the seasoning to move around, but shake until completely incorporated. Kind of like a bartender. All right, so now, once everything is shaken together and incorporated, you should have a nice, even blend of salt and pepper and what you see here. So that rub is ready to go. We're gonna start seasoning. So the skin on this is already pretty moist, so I don't really have to add any moisture to it because it's already been sitting out, so the fat is starting to sweat a little bit. So we always start with the bottom side of our brisket first. So as we start with the bottom, I don't put tons and tons of seasoning on the bottom just because the bottom comes in contact with the grates, the briskets get moved around, and it'll tend to come off. So we'll put a nice liberal coating, not too much. I have a 1-2 pass rule, so I pass once, and then I turn around and go back, and I pass twice. Give it a good pat, never rub it in. Pat it into the meat. Always pat, 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 pat. Now again, some people use binders. When we do use a binder, I only use warm water. Why? Because I just need the rub to stick, and I don't want to spend extra money on wasting mustard and all those other things. Everybody has ways of doing it. This is just how we like to do ours. So as we come to the top, I'm going to go a little bit heavier on this, but I'll start with the sides. So when I do my sides, I kind of sometimes like to lay a little bit down on the side of the pan, just because when briskets are warm, they're a little bit flimsy. So from here, I'll just roll over, pap the sides. And once I do that, lay it down, my sides are nice and covered. Nice and easy, then I'll grab, and then we'll continue to go on around, pat that in, lift the backs up. And as you're seasoning, if you see you're getting one granule more than another, move your bottle around, shake it around, give it a mix, so that way you have the same amount of salt and pepper in every single bite as you do this. Drop a little bit on the pan, pick her up, pat it in. Cool. Sides get popped. And I always go back and check, see if you missed anything. But always, always, in the words of our buddies over at A&M BBQ, don't be a rookie, season your sides. You want every square inch of that brisket to be covered in seasoning. So now we go over the top, and we'll do a nice liberal coating to make sure everything's nice and even as we go back and forth. So here I may do up to 4 passes, just depending on if I have any gaps or how it looks after I begin to pat it in. So I'll notice a little bit of a gap here, so that tells me I need to come back again. Make sure everything's moved around. So that's 3, and this is the 4th. So after this 4th pass, I'm pretty much gonna call that good. Press everything in. And there you have it, man. So you have a Texas style salt and pepper seasoned brisket. So if you get to this point and you feel like, oh, maybe I want a little bit of extra pepper, always go back into your container, grab a little extra pepper, sprinkle on the top to reinforce that pepper and reinforce that bark. But here, I feel like we got a pretty good even coating all over. So this is where I'm gonna leave this brisket. And thank you guys for tuning in on this episode of Smoking with Austin. If you like the content, hit that like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and head over to our Instagram and Facebook and give us a like and follow there too. So we thank you and we appreciate each and every one of you. God bless you guys. We'll see you soon. Peace.